At best, the alien abduction phenomenon is a terrifying, traumatic experience. At its worst, well, we think they sometimes take people and don't put them back.
I lost my mother and brother to this trauma. He murdered her, then killed himself.
These women are being used as human incubators, with all their children stolen away into the night.
A 6-foot-tall entity of blue-white light paralyzed me, then bent down and said into my ear, "Hi, Steve." It knew my name.
We hear gruesome stories of experiments and dissections. Imagine dying on a metal table while paralyzed, surrounded by alien faces. It's a real horror story. Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to Abductions 101, UFOs and the Paranormal Connection. I'm your host, Leslie Shaw.
I'm co-host Stephen Shaw.
And tonight we wanted to ask our audience, if you're enjoying our show, would you please reach out to us on Instagram and let us know at leslie.shaw.author. And it's the Leslie spelling of Leslie.
Yeah,
I think
certainly.
Here it is at the bottom of the screen.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, if you enjoyed our show and also our documentary, we'd like to get some feedback.
Yeah. The documentary is now out on regular television. You can see it on Roku, Plex, Fossum Documentary, and Fossum.
Apple Plus.
No, it's Apple TV.
Apple TV, sorry.
And there's a pay version on Amazon, the high definition one too.
Right.
So check us out. The documentary is called Who They Are. We're very proud of it.
Yes.
And we'll hope to see you there. Now, what we're talking about today for our personal experience is we had another UFO encounter.
Yes, July the 21st, about 8:30 p.m. off of our front deck this time.
Yeah. And
we were trying to eliminate, or basically, use the, what was it not? Okay.
Right. What wasn't it?
Right. And it, obviously it wasn't a satellite, a helicopter, an airplane, or anything like that, or a drone. And it was just moving way too fast. And it was a bright white light, probably
round white light.
Right.
Again. Yes. That seems to be what we see around here.
Maybe about a couple thousand feet in the air.
A couple thousand feet in the air, and moving very quickly from Palm Springs due east. Just went out into the desert and quickly disappeared from view in the distance. It was, we believe it's a UFO because it didn't have any of the running lights like planes have. It was completely silent again. It didn't oblige us by doing any of the obvious UFO stuff like zigzagging movements or hypersonic instantaneous speeds, but we are pretty sure it was a UFO. Like we say, we tried to eliminate what it could be. And
right, exactly. I'm pretty skeptical when it comes to most things. So, I just wish I'd had my green laser pointer at that point. I think I probably would have, pointed. By the way, this is the second one we've seen in this exact location.
Yeah.
First time was on our backyard in 2020. This time in the front yard, and it's we are on the 33rd parallel
here,
exactly.
Yeah. So
not too far from the Marine base and Giant Rock and the Integratron. So, if we just spent more time outside, Leslie, I'm sure we could probably
see more. Yeah.
See a lot more of them.
Anyway, tonight we're going to have our wonderful guest is Jean Long again. She's been with us before. Jean is an abductee, and like Stephen is, and we want to talk about the recent changes they are sensing in the interactions with our alien cousins.
Correct.
All right, we'll be back in just a moment. Welcome back, everyone, to Abductions 101, UFOs and the Paranormal Connection. We're going to introduce our wonderful guest. We've had Jean on before. Jean is an abductee, just like Stephen, and we noticed an uptick in the activity between our alien cousins and Stephen. And we checked with Jean, and sure enough, she's experiencing something similar. So we wanted to discuss the possibilities of why that's happening. Welcome, Jean.
Good morning.
Hi.
Hello.
Good morning, Steve.
Yes, definitely a lot of stuff's been going on, especially on my side too.
So
Yeah.
let's start. Stephen, tell me, you said that you noticed an uptick in activity when Russia invaded Ukraine. Now, that's been a while back now. But,
yes, I didn't. It was right after the Winter Olympics. Okay.
Right.
So I didn't like put together the correlation at that point at that time, but then when the United States started messing with Iran again, I noticed an uptick also again. So
right, that was the most recent thing. It happened. We bombed Iran on June 22nd, and at that time, Stephen noticed an uptick in activity and an intensity in the activity.
Right,
and you did too, right, Gene? Tell us about that.
Absolutely. Well, it all got really bad on Friday night, June 27th. And I had a bad visit. And whoever was in my bedroom attacked me. And it was very dark. And all I remember was that the whoever was there was sort of like shadow creatures. They weren't defined a lot, but they were pewter color. I like a pewter. And the next day,
like dull silver, then.
Yes, like a pewter. Yes, it's a little grayer than a silver. And I was a bit upset about it. So the next day, I was doing my routines. And I was petting my cat Geb, and he's very, very docile. And he sure wasn't docile that day. He attacked me. I mean, he bit me all up and down my arm and was howling at me. So I didn't quite understand, except that I knew I had a rough night. So I tucked him away back in the garage, and I had to go take a quick run to the store. And I came back, and I noticed my forehead looked really bruised, and it was getting progressively worse, like it was bleeding underneath. And
yes, you sent me a photo of that.
Pretty bad,
I'll fade up to it here at this point in the video.
right.
So, but isn't this the bottom of that bruise? Isn't this the place where you have what you believe to be an implant there, right?
Yes, and there was the upside down triangle. It looks like a pyramid. Well, that was raised up a bit, and it was a lot. The line that showed that was almost a bright red. And then I had veins coming here, bruise here, bruise here. It was really bad. And I also sent the photo to a friend of mine who's, I mentioned him, the acupuncturist, David Walker. And, and I hope he doesn't mind. But anyways, he thought that I was being attacked by some kind of entities. So he sent me some anointed water from his practice. And I thought that was very nice of him. And he told me to put a crucifix on the wall. So I did it. And I have the anointed water I use at night. And with the crucifix, I put a Buddhist string around that. And then I put a hawk feather, a little tiny hawk feather, and a dove feather. So I've been doing that at least every other night. But it was really bad. I mean, the dark energy was so intense. And
now, do these entities ever try to, like, let's say either psychically or telepathically or actually verbally try and interact with you?
Psychically.
Okay.
Well, I would say telepathically.
Do you hear like what your brain is interpreting as like maybe words or language? Or pictures?
More like pictures and also messages. And also, as you mentioned before, I had about abductees, I had a really bad ringing in my ear going on for about a week, like a buzz. And basically, after that, I've become more aware of the energy that's coming in from around the world, and it's even more intense, and it's hard to deal with because the energy is not too good right now, as we know. And
yes, it seems like they've stepped up their contact, but also the intensity of their
intensity is just, it's extreme. Yes.
Right. And, like pinned, sort of.
Yes. And especially around 1:30 to 3 o'clock in the morning is when I tend to get hit with it.
Yeah, the witching hour. A little later than
typical. But it's really intense. And I have to say, it's not good energy. It's not light energy. It's all the dark energy coming in. And it's almost like I'm being thrown this to, like, I don't know, to be aware of it, which of course we are, but also almost to be one of the many empaths that are supposed to be combating it. It's kind of hard to talk about because it was pretty dramatic because it's ongoing. Yeah. So, to try to combat this, of course, there's not much progress made right now, but it's pretty intense. And so
for our audience benefit, when I met with Jean, I was able to get a close look at her forehead, right above her left eye. There is like an inverted V, like it looks like a little pyramid. But it looks, when it's not activated, it's just like a little white line that you can barely see.
Yes.
But when you say they come through, do you have that on?
I turned it off.
Oh, is that what it was on? I'm so sorry, audience. We had our one of our fans on. It was probably making the microphones buzz, but that's done now. Sorry.
Right.
It's just so hot here. We're having to have fans. But anyway, where were we?
The inverted V on the forehead.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
And but when you say right next to where Jean sleeps is where this portal is. And she feels it opening, and she can feel it in that V, right where that V is. And then you said it sometimes, what does it do after you have an encounter? It swells up, right?
It swells up, but the outline turns red.
Instead of the white line, it becomes a red line?
Yeah, yeah. But this time, I sent you the photos. I had a big bruise here and over here, and then it was kind of like bumps, a bump. Or I could feel like it was almost like this is kind of funny. It's not funny, but it was almost like they were doing a tune-up. That's how I felt, because it was probing my forehead. That's how I felt. So,
and do you think they actually maybe swapped out the chip, or they actually did some sort of a surgery on you, maybe?
I think they may have. Because it was pretty intense, and it was a lot of bruising. It it looked like I smacked my head somewhere, and I hadn't. So that was, that's.
Actually, for ourselves, we're seriously thinking if things, go our way in certain, monetarily, we're thinking about maybe we're definitely going to install some types of some good quality ring cameras, and also invest in probably like these night vision, like at least a telescope.
That would be good.
Things like such as that, because I've had 4 interactions with this one being. In fact, just on August the 1st, about 5 o'clock in the morning, it tends to like to imitate Leslie's voice. Okay, on 2 different occasions it's done that. One time it spoke in its own voice, and the other time it said husband when it got into bed with me. So this has all happened, the same entity.
And it wasn't me.
Yeah, it's been amped up. The last 3 interactions have been within since the time period of the Iran conflict, But before that, it was, like say about maybe a year in between, maybe half a year, whatever. with the getting to bed. But yeah, I've had conversations. I tend to have conversations with these entities. They actually speak to me. Okay. And they actually have, like this, just a couple mornings ago, I was in the reclining chair and this entity was pretending to be Leslie. And it was like, I heard, I was slightly astral, and I was listening to Leslie ask me either to turn on the fan or something like that. She was trying to, get my attention. And then the chair got pushed a couple times. It got pushed a couple different little tiny movements. And so I just basically said, show me who you are. I want to see who you are. I want to talk to you. And it wouldn't show itself. I was almost ready to show itself, but the TV was still on. So whenever my eyes opened, and then the TV, I think it was being interfered with by the TV. But when I was in a deeper state, this is the second time, or maybe the third, that it's imitated Leslie's voice. Just recently, it was at the base of my bed, and I felt this rustling by my feet, and then it was like, Leslie was talking to me about like moving these papers or in whatever, and she was crinkling these papers, rustling and whatever, and then it basically changed its voice, and it tried to get into bed with me again. Then it went to my left side, tried to communicate with me again, but it was pretending to be Leslie.
Yes, I'm starting to get jealous, actually.
Yeah.
I mean,
stop messing with my husband.
Yeah, I don't blame you. I know when this last incident, it wasn't one, it was a group effort that was going on. That was what was so spooky,
Yeah.
Then,
how many of them were there?
I think there were 4. And I was on the other side. I was sort of in the middle of the bed because I'm not sleeping too close to the portal area. And it just was so startling, because I'm remembering more and more and more. And it kind of triggered the PTSD a bit, and then I had the incident again in July 25th on a Friday. And then if I can relay a kind of a funny, it's not funny, but it's interesting.
Yeah, tell us about that interaction for sure.
Yeah, it was with a person, a delivery person that was very nice. He was an older guy, about, I guess, in his early 60s, and he was delivering groceries. And he's put him in the house, and he said, "I don't know what's going on here, but it's sure a lot more than tranquility." He said to me, because it was so intense. He said the energy was so intense on my yard, and I asked him to step in just into the living room just for a second. And he said, "This is very, very intense in here." He couldn't even handle it.
He could feel it, huh?
Had you ever met him before?
Never met him. And he liked my painting, the one of the cosmic meditation of the, standing with the energy ball. But I couldn't get over him saying that there is a lot more than tranquility in here, and never saw him before. So
some people look at paintings, like, for instance, like of aliens or UFOs as what in our experience, sometimes people look at them as being demonic or things like that, or something scary. Something scary.
Well, he actually said that before he came in and delivered.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yes. So
for our audience, if you'll recall, Jean lives in a house that is on, we think is on a cross where 2 ley lines cross each other.
Yes.
She's actually been able to visualize it as a grid outside. Yeah. And also, everything in her house is growing.
Right.
Things that shouldn't be growing. If you recall, if you haven't seen our past episodes with Jean, you may not know this, but her coral is growing. Her shells are growing. Her rocks and crystals are growing.
Even her wood.
Yeah. The wood pieces that antlers are growing. Yeah. Things that don't grow usually.
And it's speeding up. It's still speeding
and it seems to be getting more and more intense, you said, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the driver was actually able to sense this somehow, I think.
He definitely did before I spoke to him. I mean, as soon as I opened the door, he said that to me. And so
Had you had any delivery people from the same company, let's say, that had noticed that, or that had been there
No.
before? Was he unusual in that way?
That was unusual. The only
Well,
other
he must be a
person,
sensitive himself.
yeah,
He
he
must
was
be.
very sensitive. Yes.
Yeah.
The only other person,
Sorry.
Mhm.
Go ahead.
that was a few months back. I was trying to get some, the energy program. I was trying to get a little help. And I don't know if this was on another podcast, but he came in and looked at everything and he noticed it too. He said, "I can't believe the energy in here." And he made note of a cactus outside that was creeping across the
Oh, yes.
wall. Well, I think I mentioned that. That's the other time I can remember someone saying that immediately, just like that.
Don't you
But
have a
now,
friend who's a shaman who came over one time and felt the energy there too?
oh yes, yes,
Tell us
yes.
about that.
Well, he's very sensitive, and he's the acupuncturist, and
David
he
Walker.
noticed it. Yes, David Walker, and he noticed it big time. And
He's of the Eastern European Church or something like that, right?
yes,
He's like,
yes,
Mhm.
yes, and he did a feng shui on my table, which I mentioned in another interview, and and then then he sent the oil to me, and I have a new friend. She comes over and we go up on the hill and meditate, and she's very sensitive to it also.
She can feel it too, huh?
Oh yeah.
Well, let's get back to that incident though in July. I didn't want to skip over that for sure.
No.
What happened to you on that evening? That
Same
night,
thing. Same thing. It wasn't as many, but I was visited again,
Mm-hmm.
and it wasn't as intense. But I have veins coming out here now. I know when you get older that happens, but this is like overnight, and then it goes away. It's just a little now, and then I also had bruising on the side of my head again, but it wasn't as bad. I didn't take a photo. It went away too fast, but it was there. And then I had the red over the eyebrow again.
And they were the same pewter colored entities of some kind?
I really didn't see him this time, but Geb did, because he bolted out of the bedroom. So he's
Poor kitty.
How old is your kitty, by the way?
He's 8.5.
Oh, he's still a youngster. Okay.
Yeah. Yes. And he's
what breed? Do you know the breed, or is he like a mix? Or
he's a tuxedo, but I think he's a tuxedo mix. But he's definitely a tuxedo, because he's got a very long body.
Yeah. Oh, got a long body. Okay. Is he kind of on? I can't remember. Is he kind of on the skinny side, or is he a little?
He's gained weight. But if he steps up
middle age,
yeah, if he steps up, his body stretches quite a bit. Yeah,
I'm wondering if he has any like Siamese or any Abyssinian or something like that in him. They're more sensitive.
Yeah,
cats will definitely sense things that that we can't, the average person can't. So for him to have that kind of aberrant behavior, and attack
that was horrible. I said, if I didn't know you, Geb, there'd be a problem, because he really lashed out at me, and it wasn't me. I think something over me or something. He sensed it.
Poor kitty.
Yeah. He usually doesn't come into the bedroom now until it's after 3:00, or he'll just come in for 5 minutes and then go out. So he's very
and this is recent behavior too. He won't come in till like after 3:00 in the morning.
Yes. Or he'll come in for maybe 5 minutes and then he'll leave. He just doesn't want to stay there.
He doesn't want to hang, huh?
Did he used to like sleep with you, or?
Yes. Well, next to me, not on top of me or anything.
Okay, sure.
I have a pillow for him.
Sure. Okay.
Yeah. And it's also very intense in the back bedroom too, the small back bedroom.
You were saying you noticed a new portal there.
Yeah. Right? He visits that one a lot. He goes in there and rolls around, which I mentioned in another interview, and he still does that. He visits that room.
In a recent interview we had with a starseed named Natalie Hill, she says that, and this is something we've confirmed that happens to Steve too. They definitely don't always physically take you. Sometimes they only take your astral body. And she feels the same kind of buzzing you do when they're coming.
And myself too.
You know, and Stephen too. Describe that buzzing you feel when you think the portal is opening.
Yeah. Well, it wasn't so intense this last time, but it was there. It was pretty intense in my ear, and it was like it was like a signal, and then it would pitch higher. So it had a very high pitch.
Like a real sound, or just a vibration that felt like a sound, or?
It starts as a vibration, but I could hear the sound of a high pitch, like
That's
a tuning fork. Like a tuning fork.
Yep.
You feel the same, darling?
Yeah, you always, like, remember I always said you feel the hum and then you hear the hum.
Yes.
Okay, you feel it first and then you hear it. Whenever it happens to me, I know it's going to be happening, and it's always the same combination of things for me. And I will see I'll be outside in the twilight. Doesn't matter where it is, but I'll see first like an airplane go by in the twilight light, and then it becomes more and more spaceship-like as it makes, and it's always humming at the same time. And then sometimes an entity will come down, sometimes not. But it's always in the twilight, so I know I'm in the astral, and then there's the missing time. So this is what's been happening with me, probably about 8 or maybe 10 instances that I can remember, that I can recall. But it's very consistent. You feel it first, and then you hear the hum, and it's a deeper type hum for me, and it's body wide. And sometimes it comes with the zapping that I feel in my brain too, literally like they're like zapping my brain, literally with electrical shocks. So for me, that's how I experience it.
And I'm having something like that too. About 2 weeks ago or so, maybe 3. I'm a little fuzzy on the time, but I started feeling incredibly stupid. I had trouble finding words, and that's not me. Usually I'm pretty, I know, at least I have a pretty good sized vocabulary, but this time it seems like words are just gone. And I don't know if, if I'm being zapped by aliens, or if I need to go to a doctor.
Yeah, I can actually beat her on Jeopardy now. It's like, I have to finish her sentence. I have to finish her sentences for her sometimes.
I know, it's like I got stupid all of a sudden, and so maybe because when it happened with Steve, where he was on a metal table, the aliens were around him. He could see his brain up on a monitor.
This is fairly recently too,
and this is like how long ago?
4 or 5 months ago.
4 or 5 months. And he said, the alien said, "Oh, this guy knows too much," and they started zapping his brain, and he could feel it.
I could see.
Laugh. I laugh when I'm like,
Leslie does the same thing.
Me too. I take bad news with a hint of hysteria.
I try and explain things to people from the standpoint. This has happened to me since at least the age of 3. Okay. So I've been having this stuff happening to me for the vast majority of my life. I just turned 65. So I've had 62 years that I can recall, right? So for me, it's like what Mike Tyson says, famously, everybody's got a plan until they get punched in the face the first time. And the other thing that you learn when you go through acupuncture school and you become a doctor of acupuncture is that when you go through medical training, that they tell you this thing about Western medications. Western medications, it'll be like the first few times you take them, they have like a real, significant effect. But after you've taken it 1,000 times, it's like, okay, it doesn't really have much effect anymore. So for me, it's the similar thing where these things happen to me. It says, okay, it's happening again. Okay, I've had this 1,000 times. It's no big deal. So now that's why I'm trying to actually confront them more, quite frankly, to say, okay, and this would happen to me just recently. Maybe 2-3 weeks ago, I found myself in my astral body, and I went traveling. I said, I want to go to Antarctica. And so I zoomed out of the room, and I was trying to get to Antarctica. I had trouble getting through some walls, and I met this guy who was flying around. he had a 2-syllable first name and a 3-syllable last name. It's kind of like a very unusual name. And I say, well, how come I want to go to Antarctica. I can't get through these walls. He says, you just have to remember that the walls aren't real. Just let yourself go through. And so I was cruising along over these beautiful cities with all this, clouds in the sky and that kind of stuff. And I really wanted to do like what Leslie's been asking, go to Antarctica and see what's going on. Yeah. Go to Agartha, or the underground city.
Right.
And so that went on for quite a long time, and I was consciously actually traveling. And I meet people. When I meet people, I actually talk to them. I have full-on conversations.
Yep.
So that's the difference that I have, is that I can do this kind of stuff. I mean, I'm fully capable of doing it. Do I always want to do it? No, because sometimes I'll wake up the next morning where I feel completely drained. It does take energy to do this kind of stuff.
Like a hangover. Yes.
Yeah, sort of like that. Yeah, just basically
like that.
Yeah, like you're drained. It takes physical energy. It takes psychic and physical energy to keep yourself in that moment. In that state.
Correct. Yeah. Well, whoever visited me, as I said, I think it was amping up whatever's going on here, right. and it wasn't the entity that I paint. It was different. They were a little more hostile. They were hostile. So that was the big difference. That
seems to be who's bothering you lately.
Yes.
Sumi seems to be out of the picture. Sumi is the entity Jean paints. So let's put up one of her. We'll put up one of her.
We'll do that. We'll do that
here.
In post.
Yeah.
But this is Sumi. The character Sumi is like a friend to you all these years, right?
Like a guide or a protector. Yes.
Mm-hmm. Right.
If you can say that, it was like, and she, as I talked about before, she does, she communicates with me through telepathy.
Right.
But, there was something else I wanted to say.
Oh, sorry, dear.
Oh, that's okay. I'm looking at my notes. I guess that was, it's just that I already said it about the intensity of the dark energy coming in. And for some reason, I think, as being a dark empath, that I've been programmed to see it, but I'm also supposed to be part of the collective that's trying to fight it, but it's not, it's very difficult because,
Yeah, just before we went on the air, I decided to, check my pendulum, because I, first of all, I make sure that like, my name is Stephen, I say my name is George or whatever it may be, and it reacts very quickly. And so I asked, if this entity that's been, bothering me, whether it's male or female. Well, it came back female. And is it, is it dark or light, or is it, is it trying to help me, or is it like, malevolent? And it came back malevolent. Okay. So it came back that, and I asked, is it O'Glegly? Been the family spirit guy, kind of like your Sumi,
Yes.
But O'Glegly's been like with the family for at least 4 generations that we've been able to find out.
Protecting it and preying on it at the same time.
That's why I'm doing 23andMe again, the genetic thing. Because the first time, I think this is because it was just like too old to test. It was like 5 years beyond when it was supposed to be. It came back that I was 99.9% complete British, which I know which I know to me be complete garbage. Because I know
we think that the test was sitting around here for a couple of years. We think it maybe got...
so I said, okay, I'll just bite the bullet and just do it again with a brand new test. Because I know that my great-grandparents were German, and I know that my dad came from Scottish background. I know that I've got British in me for sure, but I know that I've got at least German, Scottish, and British. So, hopefully that will shed some more light. And I paid for to have the family tree thing trace and all that. So hopefully in a couple of weeks I'll be able to get maybe some interesting results.
Yeah, Stephen is Stephen looks just like his grandfather, and it's funny. Part of his face looks exactly like his father. So there's no milkman involved here.
Right,
either,
there's no milkman. When I was a child, I looked like my mom more, and as I grew older, I became looking more like my dad. So I know that they are my parents.
Yeah,
Well, I definitely look like my mother as I get older. Definitely.
It's amazing how the face grows that way.
Yeah, but it's more intense as I get older. I can see it more and more. It's like I'm sitting looking at her, so that's okay. So
I said something the other day. What was it now?
You said something the other day?
I know. I said something the other day, and I thought to myself, oh my God, I'm becoming my mother. Now,
yeah.
I forgot what it was. But I think we do become like our parents as we get
If somebody
older.
told you to jump off a cliff, would you just go jump off a cliff?
No.
Something just like that. Yes, probably.
Yeah, something along those lines.
I can't remember what it is now, but yeah.
We all have elements of our parents in us. No matter how hard you try to fight it, we all have elements of our parents.
Yes, exactly. So these are certainly intense times, and I'm expecting to be visited again. So I've been putting up my protections and actually hoping they'll take it easy on me next time. I mean, it's been pretty intense. So anyways, I've been having a couple friends over, and we walk up where the ley line in and do our ohms in the morning once in a while.
Great.
And my friend has a very sweet cattle dog, and her name is Sony, and she loves the yard, and she goes right along where it is, the ley line. It's interesting, So
yeah, speaking of that and ley lines, we saw a program just recently, and this thing, it was on The Proof Is Out There, and this lady happened to have a camera in her, a still mounted camera in her kitchen. Because her husband would, travel, whatever. So she had these two like cattle dogs. One was at least a cattle dog, and she was just going about her business in the morning, just at kitchen time, whatever, breakfast. And there was this intense blue focused light that came into her kitchen, just like a sphere, but about 5 feet wide, and it just like flicked on and then it flicked off. And her dog reacted to it. Then the other dog came around, and she experienced it. She said it lasted about 7 seconds, but according to the camera time, it lasted about a half a second. So, but after that, she started having all these intense dreams where she'd be like floating in the galaxies, and there'd be like these purples and these reds like galaxies, just like she felt like she was being abducted. And she had none of this stuff in her background, right? But after this intense blue focus light came in, and it wasn't a lightning strike. They tracked the meteorological thing. There were no lightning storms. Right. It wasn't a light that was a burning out. And
it looked like a spotlight almost.
Just like a quick
shone into the room. Yeah, quickly,
just a focus beam. And then she kind of jumped and whoa. And her dog also jumped a little bit too. And but it lasted like a split second. But they caught it. It was caught on camera. So it was. I think I would like pass that along to you as far as like sometimes you can see like the ley lines.
It's interesting how it distorted her sense of time.
Yeah, her sense of time was totally distorted,
making it seem like a really long event. Very, very unusual.
And she was a white woman, like probably slightly traumatic features. British or slightly traumatic, and it was interesting because you see the dogs react too. So it was just, and then she started having all these different types of like outrageous, according to her, they were just like unusual experiences that just, she couldn't sleep properly. She was getting these, it was just like, because she's not used to it. This is something that she didn't grow up with apparently, or maybe she doesn't remember, so it's like finally some proof there that these things do happen,
That's good. Well, another friend of mine, Patty, she took, I'll ask her to send the photo and I'll send it to you. She took a photo in a parking lot several years ago. She's very sensitive also. And she actually took a photo of a portal opening up. And she gave me the photo. So I'll write that down, ask Patty to send it to me again. And I looked and I said, oh my.
Yeah, I'd like to see that.
Oh yeah, for sure.
It was definitely a portal. And it was several years ago in a parking lot of a shopping center. And she's a professional. She used to teach photography, so she's a professional photographer. So she wasn't, and she's very sensitive also. So, I was surprised at the photo, but I don't know. I'll look for it. And if I don't find it, I'll ask her to send it again. Because she's I don't get in touch with her too much, but we're good friends.
You brought up a really interesting thing about a half an hour ago about the tuning fork. And
Yes.
people have to realize that our brains are really literally like tuning forks.
Yes.
I mean, they literally vibrate, have to do with like how the size of the brain and like how much fluid you have there. Like, as we get older, our brains tend to shrink because we don't take enough fatty acids and we get dehydrated. Okay. It's something that you can combat, but the thing is the brain literally is a tuning fork, and the more finely tuned, the more sensitive you're going to be. That's why artists they call inspirations and stuff like that. Musicians get inspirations because their brains are tuned a little more sensitively than other people. Doesn't mean we're better. It's just that we just have different tuning.
Yes. I understand that completely. And Leslie was mentioning too that she was not able to catch her words. Well, after that happened, I was having troubles for over 2 weeks. And then when it happened again, I was having trouble. I'm pretty good now. But, it's just what it was. And I was getting concerned about it. But I'm very lucid now. I mean, it's fine, but it's kind of... do you think we're being called to action here, or what do you think that
we're hearing this from more than one source? Even our friend, we won't say her name, but anyway, she lives on the same street as us, and she's a good-hearted person, and she gets involved in a lot of she's an activist type of thing, right? But yeah, she even came out and just said like about a month ago that she's really feeling like she's being pushed. That there's something out there that's really telling her that you have to wake up, you have to start doing something. This is like somebody who, doesn't necessarily believe in our theories at all, or maybe only partially. Partly, but it's just like she's not, it's just like when she comes out and says that she's really feeling this push, that really, and she's not a person that speaks lightly. Let me put it that way.
Yeah.
And I understand.
We see a correlation between the military activity and the intensity of the reaction of our cousins, we call them.
Yes.
Yes.
I believe it's because they live here on the planet with us, and they're launching their UFOs from terrestrial sources. And this is what all their interest in our nukes is all about, is that they're terrified of our nukes.
Yes.
That they're worried that we're going to blow up the world and kill them too. And we think they need us.
Yes.
They need our genetic material. And so even if they survived the destruction of the world down below,
doesn't mean that their race would survive.
It would still poison the earth, number one. But number two, if we kill all of us surface people off, then they won't have the source of surface DNA like they need, apparently.
Yeah, exactly.
So whenever there's a military action by any of the big superpowers, it seems like there's a reaction in this communication between our cousins and ourselves.
Right. I think that they also see us definitely as being a big threat, because I think that they gave us a little bit too much access to the Akashic records, as far as like we are actually, there have been numerous reports where we are using EMP or electromagnetic pulse devices that we're getting better at actually taking down some of their drones, our cousins' drones or their crafts. Because we have developed technologically, we're developing pretty quickly, just like what we're doing with AI and things like that. So yeah, there's 8 billion of us, idiots here. That it's like they see us like a bunch of children that have been given a loaded shotgun, and all we have to do is cock it and pull the trigger.
It really does.
Yeah. So yeah, we are a danger. We are dangerous because we're smart. And we can learn, and we can actually create stuff very quickly. And I think they see us as a real threat.
And there's so much chaos going around the world now. It's just, well, it comes in cycles, but we're in a really bad cycle right now. So,
yeah, the superpowers get going.
Yes.
Let's take a short break here, and we'll be back in just a few minutes. So
10 seconds.
Yeah, let's just all go silent for a moment.
Okay.
Good evening. Are you wondering if the UFO phenomenon is real?
Are you wondering who is flying the UFOs in our skies?
Are you wondering if aliens are really abducting people?
Then you need to read this book.
The book is titled Who They Are and What They're Up To.
Find out the true identity of the aliens.
Learn a very brief history of the UFO cover-up.
Find out where the aliens are hiding.
Find out why our government is in league with them.
Learn about their bizarre hybrid breeding program.
Find out why their technology is 13,000 years ahead of ours.
The reference section of this book alone is worth the price.
Again, that was Who They Are and What They're Up To by Leslie and Stephen Shaw.
Now available on Amazon and coming soon in the Spanish and Czech languages.
And soon to be in English and Spanish audiobook.
With a new foreword by fellow author and abductee Karen Wilkinson.
Again, that was Who They Are and What They're Up To by Leslie and Stephen Shaw, now available on Amazon. And we're back. Welcome back, everyone. Thanks for sticking with us. We appreciate it.
Well,
yeah, I stroked out there for a second.
Well, I brought one of my meteorites. I don't know if we can see, but it's growing. You can't see that. You can't see it, unfortunately.
Zoom, get real close onto the camera and see if we can see it. I have pictures of this.
Oh, that's better. That's better.
No, it's out of focus. I'll
okay.
We'll put a picture of it up here.
Okay, so, I don't think you can see it, but the face this is the face. It's really
the little face.
Yeah,
you have a good shot of it. I'll show you. This I personally have seen this. When I first met Jean about 3 years ago now, I went over to her house and I was interviewing her and I took photos of all these things she claims were growing and stuff. This meteorite started to show this little face. And this little face was an alien face, right? But now, 3 years later, I look at this thing. The face is bigger. It's more separate from the rock. It's more defined. And you actually are seeing the top part of the torso sticking out of it now, too.
Even more so.
There's an alien growing out of Jean's meteorite.
Oh, the more so of the torso. That's a good one.
It is, more so of the torso. And then this is the burl. Well, I got it backwards. And it's really going to town, too, this piece of burl. So I'll send more pictures.
Yeah, I've been there. I've been there, too, so I can attest that, this is, you can definitely feel the energy there for sure.
And one of the things she showed me 3 years ago is this little, it was a deer horn about this big with some beading around the bottom of it. And apparently this thing used to be a hair ornament.
It's still going.
You were able to use it like you would use a hairpin, in your hair to keep your hair up. And so when you got it, it was like this big, right? And now it's this big. It's
huge.
It's ridiculous.
It's no longer a hairpin. Yeah.
Now it's a defensive weapon.
Gav's been going over and sniffing it. So I know it's active again because he sniffs the bottom of it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I've had it in a punch bowl. So I find that kind of funny.
I feel sorry for your cat. He probably just doesn't have any idea what's going on.
Well, I think it'd be a great place for a cat. I mean, it'd keep them on their toes, that's for sure.
Poor kitty.
Cat on a hot tin roof.
Yeah.
That's a really good analogy because it probably feels like the electricity in the air.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm feeling like that a little myself.
Yeah. I'll bet. So this incident in July, walk us through the whole thing, if you would.
Okay. In July, when it's hard to recall. I was trying to rehearse recalling this.
Mm-hmm.
I was very restless that evening, and I was asleep. And then I just felt a presence, and I woke up, and as I said before, I saw these entity creatures, shadowy creatures, about 3 or 4 of them, that weren't really defined, and they were hovering over me, and they were pewter colored. And
they have the big eyes, like
I didn't see any of that.
They were undefined, right?
Yes, they were undefined, but they were defined enough to know that they were creatures or shadow figures or creatures in there. But evidently, whatever they were doing, I wasn't supposed to really see it. So this is sort of like a recall.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
A little bit the next day, it was or the next week, it was really something. And I know that Geb wasn't in there.
Yeah, you said that they were hovering. Do you mean they were like, bending over you, or actually bending over?
They were. Yes,
Okay.
and it was like, piddling over, and they weren't short or anything. They were tall.
Yeah, I was going to say they must have been tall. Yeah.
Yeah, they were tall, and they.
Oh, that is the next question I was going to ask you, because I remember when you said you remembered an incident with Sumi.
Yes, but that was
where she was standing there with the smaller ones.
Yeah,
the smaller grays were with her, but you don't feel it was them this time, right?
No, and it wasn't Sumi. It was a different type, and I've never been, as I recall, I might have been. I don't know, but I don't have a recollection of seeing these particular visitors before, and they were not friendly. It was very
well you do have a portal, at least one, right? So maybe two.
3.
So obviously, if you could, number one, you've got ley lines, so you got 3 portals, and you're on a ley line, so there's obviously an energetic a physiological energetic connection there, or at least a way of them, and that makes you interesting. It's going to make you interesting, to say the least.
To say the least, my dear. To say the least.
I know. I'm wondering if they kind of made those ley lines. I don't know. To get to me.
No, actually, they don't make the ley lines. The ley lines are there.
Yeah, no, I meant the portal.
We think it's a natural energy grid of our
path. Yeah, maybe the portals, but
I meant to say the portals.
Yeah.
Definitely the portals.
That's what I meant to say.
And
where they're located.
You have a portal in your living room too, where
yes, right over. Yes.
Tell them about how the thing disappeared under your foot.
It was a little cat toy, and I was playing with Geb, and I says, how I do. I says, well, let's go get the ball, and he just cocks his head and lifted my foot up, and I felt a vibration under my foot, and it wasn't there. It disappeared. No, it wasn't.
So this toy actually left the room, the portal, and gone. Right? You've never seen it again since.
And the same action's been going on in the back room. Once, just the one time, a couple times actually, things have disappeared. And
so these things. Yeah, so these things, they don't end up showing up again, like
they're gone. Yeah.
Okay.
Never to be seen again.
See, that's important for our audience. They're not they didn't disappear underneath the couch or a sofa.
No,
they're just gone. Okay.
Yeah,
it's on Sumi's whatnot shelf, I guess.
Yeah, because I actually felt the vibration under my foot, and then when I lifted it up, it was gone. It just totally disappeared, and that happened in the other room too.
You dropped something, right? And it just vanished into the portal, right?
Just vanished. It was.
What was it again? It was a rock, or
it was a Buddha long life pendant. For some reason, they wanted that. It was jade.
They wanted it, huh? It's mine.
It flipped up in the air, and just, as I said in another podcast, it just disappeared, not to be seen again.
Wow.
Just like
did these disappearances, they happen during the daytime or sometime at night?
Well, the one in the living room was in the afternoon.
Okay.
And the one in the bedroom was late afternoon, towards evening.
Okay. All right. So it was basically, it wasn't dark. It was still light. No. Okay.
I could definitely see it happening. Yes.
So as I recall, that you were teasing the cat. Like,
yes.
Where's your ball? Where'd your ball go? Right? And you had your foot on top of it. And then you felt like a kind of feeling, and your foot dropped, right?
Yeah.
This is what I remember.
And I said, what's going on? And I lifted it, and there was nothing there.
You said you're wearing socks? Did I hear you right? Okay, you're wearing socks.
Yeah,
Okay.
I was wearing a
Okay.
sock.
All right. Okay.
So
I have this idea that as they abduct people, they create a psychic connection between them.
yes,
and are the abductees. There's a psychic connection that stays put forever. And I think what happens is they create this enormous network of experiencers that they influence when they want something,
yes,
when they want to relay some information. And they kind of just send it out to the entire network, so to speak.
yes. And I could say too that my sensitivity is increased as far as I do energy work with people, and I just do it. I don't do it as a living. I just do it. And I'm noticing that the sensitivity with that is really intensified also.
Really?
Yes. I was helping a visitor, and he asked me if I'd help him. He's a friend. I just met him, and I scanned him first. I said, it's okay. His energy isn't, in a not bad, but I knew he asked for me to help, and I said, okay, I'm going to do this. And I try to protect myself like I usually do. I just stood behind him. I hadn't even started, and all of a sudden, I belched through the whole thing. It was just amazing. I didn't mind because it was getting rid of the energy I was feeling off of him. And he said it really helped him. But that's pretty sensitive because I hadn't even brought in the energy, but I immediately felt where he needed some help. Because usually what happens to me is I belch to get rid of it. And it's not something I try to do. It just happens. Yeah.
And this is like dissipates the bad energy through the belching?
Yes. And
Okay.
it's a form of protection. Whoever's, it's a form of protection that it just automatically happens. I don't force it or anything. It just happens. And of course, I wash my hands and everything. But I noticed that was more intense. And a few other people I've been helping a little bit, the same thing. It's just that I can feel more. It's a lot more intense. And I don't mind, but I'm glad I'm being protected that way. But it's intense, as you know, Steve.
Oh yeah, yeah. I forgot to mention one thing that was kind of amusing, but this happened maybe about 9 months ago or whatever. And I was awake. I was in bed, and I was certainly not asleep yet, right? And I got this behind my head. Shaving a haircut 2 bits on the wall. On the wall. Shaving a haircut 2 bits, but just I hadn't had. It's normally always just 3. 1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3, bang, bang, bang.
Really loud. But it was plain as day, and it was shaves and a haircut 2 bits. And then about 2 months ago, or maybe less than that, I was trying to get to sleep, and I was at the in-between state, and it was like twice this happened. It sounded just like a car had driven through the wall of the door, just with all the glass, the shattering, and this happened twice, just like a pickup truck just came right through the bedroom wall towards the base of the bed. So, like I say, it's like if you're doing healing, like I was a healer for a long time, I would pick up the crap that was going on in that person's body. Like, I'm treating hip problems, and next thing you know, I've got hip problems because, if you're whatever you're doing at your workspace or your healing space, you should try and cleanse yourself and leave it there. Don't bring it home with you, because if you're doing healings in your home, you could very well end up having those entities. Like the house that we had on the Upper Mesa, a lot of people did not want to buy the house. Like we bought the house, but we heard rumors that the people that had the house were doing black magic. This was the rumor that was going around, that they were doing these different like witchcraft arts. And sure enough, I had a lot of stuff happening to me at that house. a lot. Just as much as here, but different. A lot of that knocking behind my head on the wall 3 times, hearing a person's voice screaming in the room, the door being slammed, glass being broken. Leslie and I both heard many times in the middle of the night, we'd hear, it was like somebody was in the living room. We had this glass table, right?
A glass coffee table.
Yeah, and it's like somebody was putting down a glass drink on the coffee table. Just the very distinct glass on glass. We heard it. She heard it. This just wasn't this thing I was experiencing. She was experiencing it too, either with me or without me. So, energies can get locked into certain zones.
Yes, I think I mentioned it in another podcast years ago when I lived in Vegas. I met a shaman lady who I used to visit her, and her she had a sister that was very disabled, and she liked me. She was funny. She said she had 3 husbands, but they all died because she was too strong or something. But anyway, she came over to my apartment and she said, "Now I want you to understand that I might be bringing people in with me or entities in with me." So I let her in the house. I really didn't take heed enough. She walks in the house and I'm thrown against the wall by her guides. Wham! Just straight against the wall. So I hear what you're saying.
Whoa.
Yeah.
I wasn't hurt, but it was startling.
Yeah. We had this when I was in acupuncture college. We had this self-proclaimed psychic that came in to get some treatments, right? And we would do an intake, with several interns and the teacher in this room, right? And I remember very vividly she saying, all of a sudden everything just went crack, and when she said crack, all the lights went off, and that just shorted out the lights. Just when she said crack, all of a sudden everything went crack and all the lights went out. And so she was the real deal, from the standpoint, you'd always, I felt this weird energy about her. But
actually, there's more than, I've heard that story before from psychics where they'll actually walk under street lamps, and the lamp will, they must exude some sort of electromagnetic field of some kind, or pulling the energy out or pushing energy out. I don't know, but it's they'll affect or knock out the street lamps above them. And I've heard it before too, like somebody was in a parking lot and running across the parking lot, and the lamps were just burning out 1, 2, 3 behind them as they went. So there are people that affect electronics that way.
Or stopwatches. I've done that. I've done. That's why I don't wear a battery watch, because they stop. So,
right.
But I think mine's a little more low key than that.
Yeah, I've experienced some stuff that Leslie hasn't experienced, that from my first Tai Chi teacher. I mean, some people say, "Oh, well, that's not real." Well, actually, it is a part of the nervous system. That's been proven now. It's something that you can actually develop. It's part of the nervous system that most people don't, develop. But anyways, make a long story short, 3 of the top students just decided to quit in our class and didn't tell the teacher. So the teacher came there. He became a chiropractor. Bob Davis, big guy. He looked like a walking Buddha, but light on his feet, like a dancer, right? So anyways, he had me like he was practicing, showing how to do a brush knee and push. And I was like 3 or 4 feet in front of him, right? And he just did this just with his hand, and the energy hit my energy and just knocked me on the ground. Yeah. Just like they say, and I've been able to do it myself too, but it's just like, this is stuff that is real. And once you actually experience it, you cannot unexperience it. So, like the teaching of the great old masters, they're real. You just have to do the work. That's the difference.
Yes, it's just like I had a teacher that it's simple, just the bending spoon thing,
Oh, sure.
And I do that. I teach people to do that once in a while if they ask. But
really, I'd like to learn how to do that.
Yeah,
I'd like to learn how to do that. That sounds fun.
Sure.
Yeah, hold on.
Let's take this moment for another break.
We'll take this moment for one more break, okay?
Oh no, it was right there. Never mind.
All right.
Yeah. Put it up to the camera again, dear. You made it a curly Q
Yes.
with your mind?
No. Some people can do it that well. No, I have to, you put your hands out, you bring in the energy, and you just say bend, and then it just flips. So it's just a practice. Yeah. It's just a little practice.
Our friends, the Kovelmans, in fact, Gil was very proud of, he did bowl bending once.
Oh, yeah.
He did bowl bending.
Yeah, I had a teacher that taught this in Vegas, and I was quite impressed because there was a little old lady in a wheelchair that was able to do it after she taught them. Because anyone can. Yeah. So.
Yeah, absolutely. Sure.
So that helps you empower your energy and
to focus it and direct it. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Yes. Oh my. Well, sure being focused all over the place here.
So we should either take a break or we should.
All right, let's have another quick break here, and we'll all be back shortly.
Leslie, you're kidding me.
What?
Our merchandise store is up?
Of course, my darling. All of our amazing concepts of shirts, mugs, and bumper stickers are ready to go.
No way.
Way.
Even my brilliant Egyptian concept that no one else ever thought of before?
Yes, that one too, and lots more. All at our new store at etsy.com/shop/abductions101.
Wow. I want a shirt and a mug and...
Well, Stephen, and all our curious listeners, just go to etsy.com/shop/abductions101 to see all of our unique designs.
I'm going there.
And welcome back, everybody. Thanks for sticking with us. Appreciate it.
Yep.
And as we said before, if you're enjoying our show, please visit us on Instagram and let us know. That's at leslie.shaw.author.
And we have a lovely merchandise page there. We just kind of like to get some feedback from people because, sometimes you wonder if people are just watching our show or not.
How many people are listening out there? We'd like to know.
Right, exactly.
And, I've noticed this before, Gene, where it seems like abductees are all psychic. It seems like one of the criteria that they have is that they want people who are who are psychic, and it's true, and certainly in Stephen's family. And every time I meet an abductee, it seems like they have some sort of psychic ability, like in your case, energy healing. And we recently read Luis Elizondo's book Imminent, and he describes it in there. He says that the government tested the brains of abductees and did MRI scans and PET scans, and determined that the part of the brain that also, like people with ESP, the part that's overdeveloped is also developed the same way in abductees. So there's actually medical proof now. That,
for remote viewing, astral projection, psychic healing, things such as that is called the cadet putamen, which is overly developed in people that have more psychic abilities or very much more sensitive. You're tuned differently. And so that's just at above the basal ganglia, which is above the medulla in the back. Then you got what's called the parahippocampal gyrus, which crosses both hemispheres, that it basically connects more with the thalamus and the hypothalamus. And so those areas, they've been definitively been able to prove what we've been saying, that there is a physiological connection that is actually measurable, that they've actually found. The government's put quite a bit of money into that.
Yeah, that's, yes, I'm aware, but I think my ability as far as I can visit places and know there's been a tragedy. That's where I have a lot of that. And that's been going on for years. I can feel it.
I bet since you were young, because we usually have those abilities when we're young and lose them as we get older sometimes.
Well,
not everybody loses them.
No, I never have. So I can feel and I can feel sicknesses and when people are sick. And
yeah, that's how you're tuned.
yes, that's how I'm tuned. And also I see a lot of the darkness, which is, I've mentioned over and over, but I can go into a new place and know there's something bad happened. And I've mentioned that before. And I know it's a good sensitivity to have, but you have to really balance yourself with experiences like that.
Yep, it comes with baggage, no matter which way you look at it. You know, somebody can be like, for instance, the guy they call the human jukebox that can hear a song one time and reproduce it almost perfectly on the piano, and he can, any song he's ever heard in his life, you can just say it and he'll just be able to do it. But he has no concept of money. He has the other, you know, he has no concept at all of money. Yeah. He's like a Rain Man of, you know, in music, you know, but it's like, you know, very, very, you know, high in the autistic spectrum, but, you know, it comes, you know, great gifts come with also, they come with, you know, the other stuff too. So,
well, I might be on that spectrum a little, because I don't mind saying it, because I was, had ancient history, you know, I had to have tests, and I was on the spectrum, they thought. So
you speak very, very well, by the way. You speak very well.
And your sister had a disability too, as I recall, right?
Well, she's very psychic also, but she has hers in dreams. She's not doing well. She has Parkinson's, and but she would see them in dreams, tragedies in dreams, and she didn't like to embrace it, and I don't blame her, you know. So but she used to have a lot of vivid dreams with it. I have too, but not in the same way she did.
Sure, of course.
Yeah. But it's a hard gift a lot of times, because you're so aware of what's happening.
Have you had any other disturbances since June 22nd?
The end of July.
End of July.
Yes, I had it. I had the same thing happen, but it wasn't as intense. But
just
it was
the two, the one in the 27th of June, and then this last one,
25th of July. But every night, feeling the energy, it's getting more and more intense.
Right.
You're feeling the vibration of the portal every night.
Yeah. Well, what's going on? It's very chaotic. And the portal's pretty open, and the one in the back room I know really is too. So, but I'm feeling a lot of the chaotic energy very, very intensely. And I think maybe that's why I had a little tune-up.
Yeah. Well, it is 11:11 on our side here, which is an interesting thing to see again.
Every time we look at the clock, it seems it's 11:11. You know.
Yeah. I mean, a lot. It's like almost every day now.
And then I'll say, "I'm sorry. What'd you say?"
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
So we actually, because, you know, we are kind of on a time limit here, as far as we should probably start wrapping things up.
All right, but let us know. Keep us in communication, Jean, when.
Oh, I will.
When any new things happen that you feel or hear or see or sense, we want to keep tabs on you.
Yes, definitely. Sure. Keep us in the loop, as I say.
But before we go, I'd like to show you guys some of the things, pictures of some of the things that are growing in Jean's house. You know, I'll show she has this vase that is... tell us about it. It's like a metal vase with this Buddha scene where the Buddhas are coming out, right?
Yeah, it's molded, but it's not molded to show.
It's like a relief.
No way it could be molded. It's just a relief face, but it's showing space in between, and there's no way that could happen. So it's growing. Right. It's growing out.
It's like the picture itself is growing out of the vase.
It's becoming more relief-like, right?
And I noticed a difference from 3 years ago to a recent visit. It's
even more prominent now. It's still doing it, because I redid the area there, and I took a good look at it because I remember you saying that. So I'll take some pictures for you.
Thank you.
Well, I took them last time I was there, and I'll show them here.
Yeah, we do comparatives, of course.
Yeah. But it's amazing. one shell she was showing me from 3 years ago to now. This shell, when Jean got it, the tip of the shell was broken off.
Yeah, conch shell.
But since then, this entire tip has regenerated itself. And this is over many years. But 3 years ago, when I saw it, I counted the number of tears out from spiral shells tend to grow in tiers, going smaller. I counted 5. And then in a recent visit, there were 7.
Yes.
The tip of this shell is adding tears to itself as it grows outward. It's wild.
Also, the coral is still growing rapidly, pretty quick. It's in a spurt again. Yeah. And it's in the color of it is coming back to life. It's getting almost like this color. So that's still going on, and I'm getting more splits on the coral. So the coral.
And didn't you say this coral is like coming back to life?
Yeah,
it's actually becoming squishy.
It's getting this color on it on where it would be in the ocean.
Yeah,
it's turning this color. The coral is
going back to almost like it's revitalizing somehow.
And it's getting more branches because I can see it. There's no white, and then it has a split in the center, so it grows out into 2 branches, and it's still doing it. Right. So it's still going. So quite.
I wanted to talk about ley lines a little bit. I believe that. I think it has to do with the 4th dimensional physics discovered by Richard Hoagland inside our planet. Inside our planet, imagine an energy vortex that's in the shape of the Star of David, but a 3-dimensional representation of the Star of David, 2 triangular tetrahedrons inside each other. And what that does is it puts these energy points on different parts of our planet. And one of which was in Hawaii. And that's why there's this hot spot in the middle of the Pacific plate burning up through the plate and creating a volcano, and then the plate moves, and then it creates another volcano, and the plate moves, and that's what the whole Hawaiian island chain is made from.
Yeah, nodal points, you call them.
Sort of like the, sort of like the Flower of Life. You see there's a couple books on it with the triangle. Yes, exactly.
The Flower of Life. And this is also supposed to be an energy around each and every person, that you can focus and tune and keep correctly oriented in your own mind.
That's why we have acupuncture points.
Right. But we think that, and then Hoagland did this experiment in Hawaii with a cloud chamber. And he said, if our calculations are correct, this cloud chamber is going to form a hexagon. And sure enough, it did. And then he predicted that when the probe flying, I forget which probe, I think it was the Cassini, flew over the top of Saturn, he predicted that the cloud pattern at the top of these gas giants would form a hexagon.
Right.
And sure enough, it was there. The cloud pattern on the top of Saturn is in a hexagonal shape, proving that these energy nodes are places on our planet that are kind of hot spots. And I think that these grids are kind of connecting lines between these hot spots, forming these ley lines. And I think you live right on on top of
that. Yeah. Maybe that's why I got the house. It was sold, and then I got the house. And it was big effort forward for the real estate lady because she really wanted me to have it. So maybe that's why.
Probably was. Just like somebody says, I feel drawn to this place, whether it be positive or negative, they feel some type of connection. I felt that same way with our house we got on the Upper Mesa. I felt immediately drawn to it. I didn't care about what they were saying. In fact, I was more intrigued when they said there was maybe some stuff going on there.
Energy,
but there definitely was a so close to Integratron too, really. So
Yes.
so probably we were partially on a ley line,
which is on a known.
And it's funny when the helicopters would fly over the military helicopters, they fly directly over our house. I mean, directly every time, going back and forth to the base. They weren't like 50 feet or 100 feet away. They were going directly over our house, like they're following the path. Your teeth
would rattle. They'd be so close.
Yeah. Like a couple times a day sometimes. The same route they would take every time.
Interesting.
Yeah. So anyways, we really should be wrapping up here now. Okay.
All right. That's been a wonderful show. Thank you so much for joining us again, Jean. And everyone, don't forget, check us out on Instagram and leave us a message if you like the show or if you don't like the show. We just want to hear from you.
Yeah, we'd like to hear some feedback, honestly.
At leslie.shaw.author.
Okay.
All right. Good night, everyone. And thank you again, Jean, for joining us.
You're welcome.
Good night and live long and prosper.
Yes.